For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Jeremy Bradley here. This is The Scribble. Thanks for tuning in at thescribbleshow.com and on SoundCloud and iTunes. So again, Happy New Year. We're now a week into 2016. Did you make any New Year's resolutions? Honestly, you don't have to lie to me. Be honest with yourself. Did you say that you're going... And it's the standard ones, right? I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to work out more. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to make more time for the loved ones. You know the BS New Year's resolutions that people make every year. So, we're a week in. If you made one, did you keep it? Or do you know somebody who made them, and did they keep it? I've got some ideas as to how you can keep your New Year's resolution coming up. And also, my dog celebrates his 8th birthday. We're going to take a walk down memory lane and tell you some funny dog stories that I have, because everybody loves their pets. And sometimes the pets are the ones that control your house. And we'll tell you about that coming up in just a little bit. Would love to hear from you. Tweet us up at The Scribble Show on Twitter, of course, at The Scribble Show. Or I'm on Twitter as well, at SF, as in Speak Free, SF, Celeb Watch. SF, Celeb Watch. Oh, we're going to get right into those stories right after this.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom41.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 41.com. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom41.com.
We are back here on The Scribble. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so New Year's resolutions. Did you make it? Did you keep it? Those are always the two big questions. So I think that people pretty much just don't make them anymore because really, I think it's just an excuse, right? The calendar flips over. To me, I just look at it as though, okay, well, we're going to go through all the holidays again that we do this year. It's not anything big. So what I like to do is and did I mention this on the show last week? I like to look back at the year that was. I like to flip through the pictures that I have on my digital camera. I like to just reminisce about what I've accomplished in life, especially as an entrepreneur, I have to say. There's nobody that celebrates your successes more than you. And if you don't, then I don't know if you get the most motivation. I'm kind of stumbling over my words here, but I like to take it all in and see what I've done, see how I've grown as a professional, as a person, whatever. And to me, it's just gratifying. It's one thing for people to congratulate you and say they're proud of you, but you really do need to feel that yourself. And when you do, that's your motivation to get up in the morning, to keep doing it. Because, again, as an entrepreneur, when I started out, I was making $60 a month in my parents' basement 10 or 11 years ago, whatever it was. So I've had to do a lot of growing. I've had to do a lot of I have kind of gone hungry to a point, but that's really why I take a look back at what 2015 was and then enjoy it and almost want it to not end because it was such a great year. That's the way I look at it. Now, of course, when it comes to New Year's resolutions, that's always focusing on what you want to change about yourself, what you want to improve, what you want to make better. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But what I'm saying is, First, celebrate what you achieved over the last 12 months. Then look forward and show some growth as to what you want to do. So let's take a look at those New Year's resolutions that everybody makes. So the first one, exercise more. Here's the deal. If you're glued to your cell phone, which I know you are, and you might even be listening to this podcast on your phone, partially why I wrote the book called Put Down Your Damn Phone already. Check it out at speakfreebooks.com or putdownyourdamnphone.com, and it's on Amazon and iTunes. But anyway, so here's the deal. Reward yourself with phone time, okay? So I have a treadmill at home. I work out at home. So I also write newspaper columns while I'm on the treadmill, so I'm maybe not a good example of this. But when your phone is dying towards the end of the day, right? If you've been using it all day at work or texting on the way home on the bus or whatever it is, the subway, your phone might need a recharge later on in the evening. So here's the deal. When your phone dies, say, all right, well, I'm going to plug it in and charge it for as long as I'm on the treadmill. So if I'm on the treadmill for 20 minutes, the phone gets charged for 20 minutes. And then I can use it again after that, right? It's a reward. Now you're going to do it. If you've got the willpower to say, okay, I'm going to put the phone in the other room, I'm going to go on the treadmill, or I'm going to go walk outside, or I'm going to do whatever, and not take the phone with me, because I've got to charge it, I've got to plug it in somewhere, then you might be more motivated to do it, right? So same thing for, like, even just Wi-Fi. Let's say your phone is fully charged. Okay, so for every 1 minute I'm on the treadmill, I'm going to get 2 minutes of Wi-Fi usage. So if I do 30 minutes on the treadmill, I reward myself with 1 hour of Wi-Fi or phone time or whatever you want to do. Okay? So it's very simple, I think, anyway. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to end up running for 2 hours so that you can sit and use your phone for 4 hours, because that's probably really unhealthy as well to sit and use your phone for that long. But take away something or give yourself something in return, right? So if you really don't, if you find the treadmill boring, which a lot of people do, I have a television, music, my phone, whatever it is in there to keep me going. So it's almost like I'm not even paying attention to being on the treadmill unless I lose my footing and I go flying backwards. But take a look at what you can do to reward yourself. Now, it's the same thing like for smoking, let's say, or gambling, or whatever expensive habit you might have. Figure out how much you're gambling or how much your smoking is costing you in a week. And after 6 months, so as we head into June, figure out how much you've saved. And every time that you're going to go and buy the cigarettes, or you're going to go to the slot machine or whatever it is, put that money in an envelope or a jar or something. So you're gonna use the money anyway if you're going and buying the cigarettes. So take that money, put it in a jar, and then after 6 months, you're gonna have a wad of cash, right? Go buy yourself something after that. Reward yourself, right? So you've got the New Year's resolution, you want to make the change, but entice yourself. You've got to really do something to push yourself to do it. So I just think that those are simple things that you can do. Reward yourself. Even when it comes to financial matters, the experts say pay yourself. Don't just have your pot of money and then you just use it all the time. No, almost give yourself an allowance. Pay yourself when it comes to doing things. So with these resolutions, this is just my idea. I don't know if it'll work for you or not, but for me, I'm disciplined enough to go and say, you know what, I will. I'm going to leave my phone in the other room or whatever it is, and I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to do this. And that might be just enough to get you going and working out more. Now, again, there are some people who use their phone while they're working out so that it's helpful, and maybe that's what it is, right? That's your time to use your phone. I'm not saying don't use your phone at all, but if you find that you've got that addiction, or if you're always on your tablet and you're playing games or whatever on Facebook, do it while you're walking on the treadmill. Then you won't even notice that you're doing it. I used to watch episodes, you're going to laugh at me. You can write in and make fun of me if you want. I used to watch episodes of WKRP, or Maude, or Perfect Strangers, or Golden Girls, or Will and Grace. I do have a TV in my gym. So that's where I've got 2 40-minute episodes, or 42-minute episodes. Sorry, they're 22 minutes, a total of 45 minutes. And there you go, I've got 45 minutes on the treadmill just watching 2 episodes of television. Simple, right? Or if you're going to end up, because The Bachelor's back and I'm live tweeting The Bachelor every Monday night, you've got 2 hours for that show. You've got then the 1 hour recap show after that. You get 3 hours of Bachelor time. Are you sitting on the couch, drinking wine, eating food, and not exercising? Or are you walking on the treadmill the entire time? So there's little things that you can do. And I'm certainly by no means a fitness expert or a personal trainer. I'm just saying there's things you can do. During a commercial break, if you're watching it live, instead of going on to Twitter and busying yourself that way, walk around the coffee table. March in place. Do something. Really. You know, there was one time, I don't remember what show I was watching, I think it was Celebrity Apprentice a couple years ago, that I marched in place the entire episode. I just marched in place. I didn't have a treadmill at the time, so that's why I was doing it. It was the cheap man's way of working out without a treadmill. So anyway, those are my ideas for your resolution. Would love to hear your thoughts. Send me an email, live@jbonair.com, live@jbonair.com, or tweet us at The Scribble Show. All right, so I mentioned earlier that my dog's birthday is, it's on Saturday. He's turning 8 years old, my golden retriever. Still a crazy-ass puppy, though, I've got to say. You certainly would. And I don't know, I guess a senior dog for golden retrievers, probably maybe 10 or even in the teenage years. So 8 years old seems quite old anyway for a dog. He's exactly like a puppy. And the other day, I was watching some old videos when he was 6 months old playing with my brother's dog, just tearing around the living room with her. It was really funny. So I'm going to tell you about some of the other funny stories that I have from my dog. And then also, you know, they've got some pretty cool costumes, the two dogs that I have. So we'll talk about that right after this here on The Scribble.
If you're diabetic, this message could change your life. Is your blood sugar out of control even when you do all the right stuff? Are you afraid of diabetic blindness and the risk of amputation, as well as all those other side effects? Well, you should be. Is there anything that could help manage your blood sugar? Nobetes is a natural supplement that may quickly and dramatically lower your blood sugar.
My name is Bob Corder. I've been using Nobetes for about 3.5 to 4 months now. And in the first 3 months, I've actually lowered my blood sugars from 500s down to 139, and then it dropped to 88 to 93.
My name is Kirsten. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and while taking Nobetes, my blood sugar levels dropped from 295 to 115 in just 1 day.
The FDA hasn't evaluated these statements, and Nobetes isn't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But for many, it's helped drop their blood sugar. So if you've been evaluated with high blood sugar, don't delay. Evaluate Nobetes now. Call 800-478-9568 and get your free bottle. Just cover shipping and handling. Call 800-478-9568. That's 800-478-9568.
JB here, back on the Scribble at the controls, guiding this plane as we cruise through the airwaves. I don't know where I was going with that. That almost worked, actually, cruising through the airwaves. Mentioning my dog Ernie's 8th birthday is on Saturday, or was on Saturday, depending on when you're listening to this. And I don't really throw a birthday party per se for him. I do get an ice cream cake because, and it's not just one that you get from the store. It's a special, like it's a dog cake, basically. And we'll get, Happy Birthday Ernie on it with a number 8. And we take pictures and, we have a little bit of a party. Me and the two dogs and, maybe the odd person comes by. And then we've got a big basket of treats and it kind of becomes a thing. And really it becomes a thing because the dogs are a business expense. So it's a write-off and we can get, decorations and crap like that and have a party for the dog. So one of the first memories that I have of the dog, I was actually recording something at my home studio. I think it was a radio show. No, it wasn't a radio show. Don't remember what it was. Anyway, I needed quiet. And he wouldn't stop whining, barking, pacing. I've got hardwood floor in the office at my house. And it just became too much. And I had a deadline to meet. So what did I do? I sent him outside in the rain. And of course, my dog always gets the last laugh. And that's right. With my dog, you can punish him, whatever, then he's going to go and puke on the floor. You can punish him, he's going to go and pee in the corner. So just when you think that you've got the upper hand, you don't. You really don't. So send him outside in the rain for maybe it was 10 minutes. It certainly was not like I kept him out in the pouring rain for 4 hours and left him out there and said, piss on you. I, after taping what I had to, went and looked out the kitchen window. And there is my dog digging in the mud, in the rain, just covered gray. He's a golden retriever, right? So he's gold, he's brownish, completely like black and gray, covered in mud. So yes, he had a good time, and again, wouldn't shut up, so he got punished and sent outside, and he decided to have his own fun. So again, he gets the last laugh, which I hate that. I just hate it. Absolutely hate it. So, speaking of last laughs, I had to go out to get him dog food one time. And again, he was still a puppy at this point. He wasn't, fully grown, if I'm not mistaken. So, I sent him into the kitchen. I had to leave. I went to the store, which is at the end of my street. I certainly don't go very far away, to get him a big bag of dog food. And I had some chicken thawing on the kitchen counter, but at the very back of the counter, not like it's dangling from the edge, just waiting for him to, to take it. And again, being a puppy, he's small, right? So I come home, and the Corningware dish is on the floor, licked clean. Licked clean. And so I go into panic mode because this is raw chicken, and I'm thinking that, oh my god, raw chicken is going to kill him, right? Thinking that he would react like a human would. Now, a human might just get really sick, not necessarily die. So I'm in a panic, and I don't know what to do. So I call my parents. Of course, that's my go-to first, right? Parents aren't home. They're actually, coincidentally, probably at the casino wasting their money when they should be making New Year's resolutions. So parents aren't home, can't get them. Call my brother, who had a dog at the time. Couldn't get him, no answer. I call our executive producer, Bonnie Winters, who used to breed dogs and raise dogs out on the farm. She doesn't answer either. So all of these go-to dog experts that I know, I can't get a hold of anybody. So I call the emergency animal hospital, and I'm freaking out, and I just said, he ate this raw chicken, I don't know what to do, he ate the entire thing, and, he's going to get sick, I want to bring him in, what should I do? She said, you can make him throw up, you can give him peroxide or something, and make him throw up the chicken, and then I'm not really huffing and puffing and hyperventilating, but a little bit worked up. And she says calmly to me, sweetie, do you think dogs have barbecues in the wild? And I kind of sat there going, what the hell is she saying? I don't get that. What do you mean? And sure as poop, it makes sense, because a dog would eat a wild animal raw. Most likely it would even eat it alive, depending if it hasn't fully killed it, right? And so I just kind of sat there going, wow, I feel really stupid. But again, first time being a dog owner. Now, we had a dog when I was growing up with my parents and my brothers. But first time being a dog owner on my own, you get into panic mode. He's going to get sick. He's going to die. Now, yes, there is that chance that he could, right? Because of either the marinade that I had on it. I don't know if I had garlic and things like that. So yeah, he could get sick, but certainly not, poisoned and die. I guess it could happen though. So that was something also that I learned the hard way. But it's just one of those things that in the moment you just go into panic mode, right? You don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. You don't know what to, and then logic kicks in, and then it all makes sense to you. So there we are. I love my baths as well, and so when I was on the weekends trying to have a nice bath, he would try to stick his head in and drink the bathtub basically. So I would, close the shower curtain, and then he'd just be poking his nose and trying to get through. And I just got so mad. So finally I ended up just starting to make, or just to have showers, which, I shower every day anyway. But I think that he just wanted to become part of my morning ritual. And so there was one day I'm showering, I had my eyes closed, I'm showering, and I feel something brush up against my leg, which is the scariest thing. If you're not expecting that while you're showering, to feel fur or something all of a sudden on your leg is really creepy. And wouldn't you know it, he jumped into the shower when I couldn't see, when I wasn't paying attention, and scared the hell out of me. So I showered with my dog one day. So there we go. He's a golden retriever, so he's very sociable. And when I go out of town, when we tape our radio shows elsewhere and I have to leave him somewhere, I've got two dogs, take them to a boarding. It's not really kennel, it's not a boarding. The woman has a farm, and she has horses, and she has a doggy daycare and dog rescue, and a few cats, a couple horses, and so they're not locked in cages. They're in her house. They have freedom. They're running around all day outside. And she told me, and this was kind of heartwarming, because again, you're terrified the very first time that you leave your dog, right? You don't know how it's gonna go. I was neurotic. I went to Vancouver. I remember exactly. I was sitting in my hotel room. We were covering the American Idol concert in Vancouver. And I remember freaking out and just emailing her and calling her and asking how things are going. And not that I would think that he'd be doing anything wrong or, bite anybody, but, you just don't know if he's going to behave. And she wouldn't return my calls. She wouldn't email me. And I just started to freak out. So when I got home, she brought him back. And she said, I've got some, abused rescue dogs and, just some antisocial dogs, some maybe older ones. Your dog had all of them running around and getting them to play, and it was just incredible that he's this social butterfly, and he pulled out their playfulness. And so I was just kind of like, oh my god, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. Now, let's, on that subject, talk about when he was neutered. Okay, so I had dropped him off. I went into work, did a bunch of things. They call you when he's ready, right? They warned me, he's going to be groggy for the rest of the day probably. So, you might have to carry him to the car, right? Because as he's waking up, all dogs are going to be different. And, he'll be drowsy. He might, fall over. He might walk into things. But it's going to go away. He'll be fine tomorrow. So I get the call that he's ready. He's good to go. Pick him up. I get there, and he's not even in a cage. He's tearing around, running around the building. And it was just, again, a social butterfly. And all of the staff there loved him. The girls, the vet techs or whatever they are, just couldn't say enough great things about him. And I'm just like, again, that is my dog. He's supposed to wake up drowsy, and he's barreling through there, sliding on the floor and taking corners. And that's how things go. So, I don't know. That's my dog. Would love to hear your dog stories. Send me an email live@jbonair.com, live@jbonair.com, or even send me pictures of your dogs. Because again, if you've seen those pictures of my dogs in their costumes every Halloween, we've got that partnership with a company, and my dogs get these really cute costumes. I don't know if we have them on our website, on the Top of the Charts radio show website. Check it out, jbonair.com. jbonair.com. I think that we do have them on there from Halloween as well. So take a look at my dog costumes, and would love to see yours. live@jbonair.com. Back right after this.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
Jeremy Bradley here, back on the Scribble. Again, thanks for tuning in at thescribbleshow.com, SoundCloud, and iTunes. I do that all the time, like you're listening to a radio show and you're joining us halfway through, because the thing is, if you downloaded the podcast or you're listening to it, you clicked on it, you're in control of when it starts and stops. I always have to remember that. So, yes, even though I've introduced myself many times already throughout the last, 20 minutes now? Yeah, all right. So I've got a bit of a rant to go on. I hope you don't mind and you'll indulge me because, again, if you've gone on public transportation, so let's talk subway, bus, plane, you probably can relate to this. Now, there's two types of people. There's the ones who don't mind sitting beside somebody, and then there's the people who, I guess, feel that their personal space is more important than your comfort and won't let you sit beside them. Here's what I'm talking about. Let's say you're on the bus, okay? And you've got the person who's got their bag, maybe their bag and everything is the outside seat, and then they're on the inside, close to the aisle, and, they'll basically just look at you as you're standing there. They won't let you sit down because their bag is more important than you. They can't have it on their lap for some reason. They can't have their tiny little purse or backpack, whatever it is, lunch bag even I've seen, and they make you stand. So their little inanimate objects are more important than your comfort. So people sometimes don't have the nerve to ask for the seat. I would have no problem. I have on a subway, I remember, in New York. In New York, I thought I was going to get pepper sprayed or beat up, but I've got no problem saying, excuse me, yeah, I'm going to grab that seat there, yeah. Either pick up your bag and let me in there, or you shove over to the side and let me sit in the aisle, because that's an open seat. So, same thing at airports. When you're waiting at the boarding lounge, and again, I can understand if it's not very full and there's not very many people, well, okay, that's one thing. But when you've got people standing there and having to pace or squat on the floor, sit on the floor, because somebody else has their suitcase beside them or their purse or whatever it is, it's like, do you have no decency? You're so inconsiderate, douchebag, that you're not even going to let somebody sit next to you for 4 minutes while they board the plane. Like, it's just, I can't believe some people, and I think it's rude, and I don't know that if you're in that situation, again, you would want somebody to offer their seat to you. I'm not saying it's a requirement, but here's the deal. You know what? Why is it that on a plane you got no problem? Because you have to pay per seat on a plane, right? For a bus ride or a subway ride, you're paying just for the actual ride. You're not paying for the seat itself. So what if now they start charging you that you pay, it's per seat. So you're going on the bus, you're paying for one seat. And if you want to take up that second seat for your bag, you pay 2 fares. Do you think that would make people start to respect the space more? I think it might. It just makes me wonder the decency that people have. There's no concern for others, it seems, these days. It's all about me, me, me. Get out of my way. I'm doing this. This is mine. But, you still have to think about some others sometimes, really. It's just, I'm concerned about where the world is going these days. It's concerning to me. It's the same thing like customer service. Customer service ain't what it used to be. I'm sorry, it's really not. Because I'm finding now, when I have to call the foreign call center, they are often quite polite. The people who are overseas in other countries, sometimes you can tell based on the accent, and I know that's a stereotype and a generalization, but we know that a lot of that is outsourced overseas. And sometimes you can tell when the person is North American based because of the attitude they have. I think that it's really funny because you'll find that there's millennials, I hate that term, but you'll have the late teens, early 20s, mid-20s, late 20s even, that are working in call centers that just have that attitude of, again, it's a me society. It's about them. It's about what conveniences them. What inconveniences you doesn't affect them. It's all about them. And so that's where when you call in, like, you've almost got them arguing with you or like basically telling you off. And I did a stint a while ago. It was more of a charitable thing, but I volunteered at a call center to help with filing papers and doing things. It's a long story, but anyway, it was at a charity. And some people were upset when they were calling in or whatever it was. And you have these phone agents or whatever they're called, almost like arguing or, I said, ma'am, that da-da-da-da-da. Sorry, if you took that tone with me, you know exactly what I'm going to say. Let me talk to your supervisor. And you know what? Some people are going to overly exaggerate what you said to them or what they did just to get you in crap. And you know that a pissed off customer or caller is going to do that. So here's the deal. Don't piss off your customer. Provide the good customer service and you won't have an issue. So again, be considerate of other people, right? It's Ellen, right, that says be kind to each other, be good to each other, whatever it is. Just do that. Do that. It's not always about you. If that's your New Year's resolution, see, now this comes full circle. If that is your New Year's resolution to be good, better person, good to people, whatever, do it. Just do it. Even if it's just something nice like opening a door for somebody tomorrow. Do it. Just do it. Okay? All right. Again, we're on Twitter at The Scribble Show, on Twitter at The Scribble Show, and mine is at SF Celebwatch, at SF Celebwatch. The Golden Globes are handed out Sunday night. Now, again, depending on when you're listening to this, we, of course, always do our show on Fridays. So if you're listening to this over the weekend and Sunday night has not happened yet, the Golden Globes are being handed out on NBC. Ricky Gervais is once again at the controls. He said in an interview that booze is what gets him through. He's actually looking forward to booze, and that is his secret weapon, he says. So watch for that. Now, we're going to have the recap of the Golden Globes on the Entertainment Wrap-Up. That's our syndicated entertainment show. So you can go to entertainmentwrapup.com Sunday night or even listen first thing Monday morning, and we're going to recap the winners and the highs and lows and the funny moments of the night. So that's at entertainmentwrapup.com. entertainmentwrapup.com. Speaking of celebrities, we're in award show season, so this is the time when all of the celebs start patting themselves on the back, and it's this weird competition. They take themselves way too seriously, I think. But it's award show season, and that means that celebrities are going to be front and center. And we've got all of our celebrity interviews from the radio shows and also from this podcast at speakfreecelebwatch.com. Speakfreecelebwatch.com. And again, also on SoundCloud, we've got the entire 46 episodes of The Scribble. You can scroll through and check out some of those celebrity interviews that you might have missed. All right, one more quick Twitter refresher, and we're back right after this.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up The Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
Doesn't it feel good to waste a half hour with me? Once again, Jeremy Bradley here on The Scribble. So let's just recap everything that we've talked about today. Those New Year's resolutions. I hope you're listening to this while you're on the treadmill right now and not smoking as you're on the treadmill or gambling with your tablet as you're on the treadmill. And then the dog. You got to celebrate your pets. Again, send me those pictures live at jbonair.com, live at jbonair.com. And then just how people are dicks and they care more about their personal space than letting somebody else have a comfortable seat beside them. So again, again, be kind to people. The Golden Globes, once again, handed out Sunday night on NBC. We'll have the full recap on Entertainment Wrap-Up. That's at entertainmentwrapup.com. You can tune in. I believe we're going to have it uploaded Sunday night, but you would click on Monday to hear the Monday headlines, and that's where we're going to talk about that. My name is Jeremy Bradley. This is The Scribble. I would love to hear your stories, and if there's any discussion topics that you want to address, maybe we'll even have you on the show one time. Send me an email live at jbonair.com. I will talk to you same time, same place next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.
If you want some real heat,